And amid the shortage of aid deliveries in Gaza, the UNSC held a meeting amidst the Israel-Hamas war, where the world leaders voiced their concern on violation of international humanitarian law in the Gaza Strip. The United Nations Secretary General Antony Guterres pleaded for civilians to be protected in the Israel-Hamas war. Take a listen.
I'm deeply concerned about the clear violations of international humanitarian law that we are witnessing in Gaza. Let me be clear, no party to an armed conflict is above international humanitarian law.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has reiterated America's stance at the UNSC meeting, highlighting UN's role in the crisis. He said that Washington recognizes the right of all states against terrorism. Blinken also spoke about how the hostages should be released with immediate effect. He further added that all terrorist groups like Hamas, ISIS or Laskhar-e-Taiba should face the consequences of their actions, and the civilians should not face the brunt of the war.
Their loved ones must be released immediately, unconditionally, and every member of this council, indeed, every member of this body, should insist on that, insist on that, insist on that. We're grateful to Qatar, to Egypt, to the ICRC for helping secure the release of 4 of Hamas's hostages. But at least 200 more, and again, from many of our nations, are still in the grip of Hamas. As this Council and the UN General Assembly have repeatedly affirmed, all acts of terrorism are unlawful and unjustifiable. They're unlawful and unjustifiable whether they target people in Nairobi or Bali, in Luxor, Istanbul or Mumbai, in New York or Kibbutz Berry. They're unlawful and unjustifiable whether they're carried out by ISIS, by Boko Haram, by Al-Shabaab, by Laskhar-e-Taiba, or by Hamas. They're unlawful and unjustifiable whether victims are targeted for their faith, their ethnicity, their nationality, or any other reason.
Well, Blinken also spoke to Guterres on the sidelines of the UNSC meet. He spoke about how the war between Israel and Hamas could spill over into a wider war, drawing in Lebanon's heavily armed Hezbollah. Meanwhile, Palestinian Authority's Foreign Minister Riyad al-Maliki called out the United Nations, saying that its inaction to stop the massacres by Israel on Gaza is inexcusable.
The ongoing massacres being deliberately and systematically and savagely perpetrated by Israel, the occupying power, against the Palestinian civilian population under its illegal occupation must be stopped. The Security Council has a duty to stop them. The international community is obliged under international law to stop them. It is our collective human duty to stop them. Now, continued failure at this Council is inexcusable.
Even as the humanitarian crisis deepens in the Gaza Strip with lives of over 1 million people at stake, lack of essential supplies and increasing deaths of civilians, there are few signs yet of tensions in the West Asia easing anytime soon. The big focus is on preventing the war from spreading beyond Israel and Gaza.